Is your garage unpleasantly warm every time summer rolls around? Well, guess what? You don't have to suffer through the heat anymore. Here are 10 plus tips to keep your garage cool without breaking the bank. Some of these don't cost any money at all. I'm starting out with the cheapest options that require no permanent changes. And no, toughen up and be a man aren't on the list, because that's silly. The first is to tidy up. When your space is cluttered, it creates obstacles that can block the natural flow of air. Air can't move freely around the room, causing pockets of stagnant hot air to build up. You're also eliminating heat traps. Things like cardboard and especially wood can retain heat, and that just causes your space to heat up and stay hot. If you like to park your vehicle in the garage at night when you're not building world-class furniture, allow things to cool down. Allow the vehicle to cool down before pulling it in, and generally if the vehicle's hot, it's probably hot outside. You don't want any cool air that you have accumulated in the shop to leave when you open up your garage door. So just allow it to cool down, allow outside to cool down, and pull it in at night before you go to sleep. Generally, it's cooler when the sun isn't around. You can plan to be in your shop in the morning or evening before the temperatures start getting outrageous. Not a morning person? You could always open up your windows and just allow the breeze to come and go at night when it's cooler outside. I built this contraption here, just holds a simple box fan in front of my window. I can pull the cold air in or I can flip it around and push the hot air out. By opening up multiple windows, you create cross ventilation. When air circulates through your garage, it helps push out the hot air and replace it with cooler air from outside. Without cross ventilation, hot air can get trapped inside, making it feel like a sauna. By opening up windows or vents on opposite ends of the garage, you're creating a natural breeze that can freely flow through the shop and help cool things down. You could also purchase an outlet timer to turn your fans on and off during those cooler hours. Instead of sticking a fan in a window, you can just point it at yourself, which can feel cooler just because it's breaking up the still stagnant air around you. There's also this life hack I keep coming across where you take a bowl of ice, you put it in front of your fan, and it cools everything down all magically. They even have little as seen on TV things that'll do this for you. What they're essentially trying to do is create a swamp cooler. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But let me tell you, it's not going to work if your humidity is in the 70s. Now, another easy thing you could do, purchase one of these. Check out your humidity and check out the temperature of the room. Maybe it's not as hot as you actually think that it is. Monitor the heat, know when it's too hot, take a break. If you live in Southwest USA, parts of California, or desert regions, you can check out what is called a swamp cooler, also known as an evaporative cooler. It is a cooling device that works by using the natural process of evaporation to cool the air. In places with high humidity, example, I think the Southeast US or Florida, coastal regions, swamp coolers don't work as effectively since the air is already saturated with moisture, and it really can't absorb much more. Dehumidifiers do the opposite of swamp coolers. The main function of a dehumidifier is to remove excess moisture from the air. The less humid air feels cooler, however, you might find that the compressor heat and exhaust is helping to heat the room. And if you cannot run a drain hose outside, the fill bucket needs tending to quite often. Similar to a dehumidifier, you can purchase a portable air conditioner. Again, these require an exhaust hose to be ran through a window to remove the heat created by the compressor. Be sure to buy a unit large enough to support your space so that it's not working as hard, running up your electric bill. These final options are long-term solutions. They require a little bit more hands-on. The first is insulation. You can add insulation panels to your garage door without much effort, especially if your garage door is facing west. Blow-in insulation for your attic to block the heat from seeping through, and wall insulation are great ways to block the heat from entering in the first place. The higher your R value, the better it is at its job. Filling cracks around doors and windows will stop the heat from slowly filling up your space. Sure, it's a small amount, and it might seem unimportant, but give somebody a straw and let them blow warm, moist air at you for a few minutes. You'll change your mind. Adding roof ventilation allows hot trapped air to escape. Since heat rises, it can make a quick exit. You can also install an attic vent or fan to help remove hot and humid air. Most models have dials so that you can fine-tune when you want them to turn on. Painting your doors a lighter pastel color will help reflect the hot sun. Same goes with choosing a lighter siding color. Some even paint their roofs to reduce the effects of the sun. In New York, Australia, and a bunch of other places have painted asphalt roads to a lighter color to reduce the heat. And it worked. Look it up. Lastly would be the installation of a mini split unit. We have them installed for our tiny house. They are very efficient and also provide heat as long as the temperature stays above -4 degrees. Most kits come with everything needed, and majority of the compressor units outside support 2 to 4 air handlers inside, so you can maximize your efficiency. Many people who have installed mini splits in their shop use an additional filter to prevent sawdust from entering the unit. A few additional options would be to replace your fluorescent tube lighting with LED. It's a lot more efficient. Fluorescent tube lighting, 10% of the energy input is given off as light. The other 90% is given off as heat. If you're wondering why your garage is getting so hot, it's because you have tiny little campfires on your ceiling. Another option, just don't use as much of the machinery that is going to superheat up, like your shop vacuum. If you have a way to exhaust it outside, that little exhaust hose on the back, shooting hot air into the garage, exhaust that outside. And if you're like me and you dislike opening up your garage door all the way so everybody that drives or walks by can peer in and see all the cool stuff that they can come by later and take and sell for mugs, even just cracking it a small amount, 1 foot, it's going to give you that air circulation. The cool air can come in the bottom, the hot air can escape out of the top. Makes a giant difference. Working in a hot garage is not very fun. If you follow some of these tips, hopefully we can make it a little bit more enjoyable. I've attached a link in the description of a video that has a plethora of information about heat stroke, heat exhaustion, what to look out for, the symptoms, tips to avoid it. Definitely check that video out. Again, it's pretty short. Things to look out for you or for others. It's just overall, let's stay upright in the garage, all right? Okay, I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry. Did it look cool? Did it look cool? I gotta go help him.